Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda. I sure hope that DC Comics does not sue us, Princess. In this part, we get the bow and arrow, which will make our Robin Hood cosplay dreams come true. Maybe?
We've had until the first Zelda game for them to attempt any sort of legal litigation. I think we'll be fine.
Well, it helps that Robin Hood is in public domain, so.
Yeah, but, you know, for how much longer, we don't really know, because...
I mean, it depends on how much Disney wants to bribe congressmen to enforce copyright laws on their own shit again.
Why can't they just write a specific exception for this is how it works, except for Disney, you can just have whatever the hell you want, just to make everything easier
Because that's not how law works, but...
Yeah, but they're Disney, they're big enough to have their own exceptions.
They shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, but look at Olaf, he's so cute.
What?
Anyway, first off, I'm impressed that this guy could make dreadlocks out of... Dreadrocks? Dreadrocks, that's what we're calling
Dreadrocks.
Dreadrocks.
The other guy had long-ass, like, lip beard. So...
Also, I like the idea that you're... Again, maybe this isn't something that they could bring back in a less linear dungeon, but the idea that the boss key has been split into different parts and you have to find them, I think, is neat. Also, I think I just noticed that the three different Gorons that you find in this area all have a room based on the different goddess colors. That's a neat touch, too.
Oh, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, because I think the last one's blue and this one's green.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I'd have to double check, but I think that's what they're going for. We found the other one in this part, so we'll have to see. I mean, I didn't notice that until right now, because
there are also
when
triangular things hanging from the rock in the back.
I don't know what those are supposed to be.
Oh,
but...
I couldn't imagine what a triangle in a Legend of Zelda game could possibly represent.
Well, the entire world is made out of triangles for Link, so, you know. You get it? Because polygons? Yeah.
Not necessarily
I mean, unless if
triangles.
you're a Sega Saturn game, in which case you have to be all special. You made out of squares.
I'm pretty sure the Saturn was the one that actually did the triangles, wasn't it?
No, the Saturn did quads instead. So, you know, Nights into Dreams, that game is so square, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about how the tech behind this kind of stuff works, because honestly,
if you want to know how the tech behind the Saturn worked, the answer was it barely did.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
Zing.
It had heart, damn it. It had heart.
It's a robot, John. It doesn't have a heart.
It tried to have a heart.
Jesus Christ, Ted, you're the reason why Terminator starts.
No, the reason why... we saw Terminator end when Link fell into the lava. All right, John? Also, this guy looks beefy enough to fight the boss on his own. Why don't you... how are we getting out?
You climb up.
Yeah, we don't have a stamina meter in this game, Ryan.
Good, that means you can climb infinitely.
That's not how... Okay, so... This boss fight takes me a little bit longer than it should because...
You're trying to use the shield dash.
Well, no, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually trying to use the iron boots, whereas you're only supposed to do that when he's making the thing shake, the lava plant, the thing shake. Like right now, I'm actually supposed to be hitting him because he let his guard down, but I'm not good at pattern recognition, so it's taking me a bit. Poke your belly. Poke your belly. Oh. Okay, actually, you know what?
Psychologically messing with the man, I get it. Make it look like you're a dumbass to throw him off guard.
Sure. But I'm thinking about it right now. We've got iron boots. This guy has iron everything but boots. If we teamed up, we'd be unstoppable.
Or you could just give him the boots.
Yeah, but
then he rides you like a horse. It's like, this is not what I had in mind.
The boots, they're here, under the magnetic floorboards.
Yeah, so you only really need...
Oh,
I just noticed he got stuck in the... He got stuck in the platform after it moved up. But yeah, you only really need the boots for when it's tilting like that. What happened there was I think I pressed the A button thinking it would pull me up, and that drops you instead.
I like how you
I've done that
spawn
too
on
many
the
times to
platform
count,
above.
honestly.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame you too much.
It's because half of the games out there do it one way, and the other half do it a different way.
Yeah.
Like, I think Mario and the Banjo games for sure do it where A
Speaking
pulls
of
you up.
Mario, this guy's reaction to lava. Jesus.
Yeah, this is a pretty pathetic mini-boss.
I mean, again, I do like that it is a Goron here instead of something that you're used to fighting normally for Zelda. Like, this is... I'm trying to think between the other... I do appreciate that most of the mini-bosses in this game try to be more cinematic than some of the other Zelda games. Like, I'm thinking of, like, even later into the game, that continues to be the case. But it's really only the first couple that are memorable to me. Like, it's this guy for me, and the monkey in the first dungeon, and the Aralphos in the City in the Sky are really the only ones that are truly memorable to me to fight. Other than...
No, the guy in the I blank on names, but the big skeleton.
Oh,
The one where you have to use a spinner for.
oh well, that's the... Well, I'm talking
That's
about
the
the
main
mini
boss.
bosses. That's the
Yeah.
main boss.
Oh.
The only other boss, the only other mini boss I can think of is Zant when you fight the Shadow Zants. Like, that's cool, but
I like how the
other than
lava
that-
conveniently fills up after you finish the boss.
It
knows.
senses you. It senses
Somebody
that the fight
plugged-
is done.
It senses victory.
we plugged the lava sink drain at the bottom of the...
Also, his face totally is reminiscent of the Goombas from the live-action Mario.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
it
God.
is. Oh my god.
Oh jeez, I
John.
see it. I see it.
I'm not sorry.
Can you become sorry?
No.
Okay. So yeah, so now we get the bow and arrow, which is...
Replaces the slingshot.
I mean, it's also just the best item in almost every Zelda game.
Of all the
so,
things to
you
hide
know.
in a volcano, though, why the bow made of wood?
Because they can.
It's also implied that this is like the Hero of Time's bow, but like, didn't he take that back in time with him?
No.
No. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, because
you-
this
you-
is
you
the
had to get
child
it.
timeline link. So
Yeah,
he just-
because Link in Majora's Mask had to get another bow.
So he just like after he got that, he was like, "Hey, Gorons, want this bow?" And they're like, "Sure." And then he got lost in the Lost Woods until he became a skeleton zombie ghost. Okay, the Zelda timeline is very neatly done, and they certainly weren't trying to make it up as they go along, of course. But yeah, one thing that I'm really glad about Breath of the Wild is that you just find bows like normal swords, and then you can just use them right away. Because the beginning of every Zelda game where you don't have a ranged weapon in the 3D ones always feels really weird to me, because you don't... It's such a huge part of the combat that not having it feels really, really...
That was a nice shot.
Oh, thanks. That's not going to continue to happen very often, because there's a lot of times where I'm just so confident that I can make the shot because the controls are so precise, but I'm not good enough at it to actually
Yeah, I
make
was going to say what happened to Mr. Cocksure gyro aiming.
Yeah, well, just because the controls are good doesn't mean that I'm good enough to make complete use of them. It'd be like if you gave me the best motorcycle in the world. Like, it
Man,
might
you
handle better than
almost-
any other motorcycle, but I'd still crash it and ruin it. So,
Drive it right
Using
off a
a GameCube
cliff.
controller does not giving you a GameCube controller does not make you a good Smash Brothers player.
It doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It does not.
okay, wait, hold
I've been
on.
doing
a
it
moment.
wrong this whole time.
You almost
Wait,
made
so-
a clean sweep of the room, Ted, but then you had to go and miss the last one.
So, this is how you play Smash Brothers, right?
Accurate.
What button are you mashing?
R.
It should be all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, wait, hold on. I know how to become better at Smash Brothers. It's called not taking a shower for a week. There we go.
Damn right. You have like a shrine in your closet dedicated to Axe body spray.
It's just, I find it really sad that among the nerds who go to fighting game conventions, the franchise that's known for having the people who smell particularly bad is the Smash people. It's like the kids who are too dorky to play D&D with the other nerds. You know, like
I don't
it's a
understand
little
why
sad.
D&D is considered a nerd thing, because it's kind of like you need to have friends.
I
order to
think it's
play it.
because, you know, it's the thing that the reclusive group of 3 or 4 people who didn't quite fit in did. Is the
Also, it's
stereotype.
essentially playing pretend as an adult.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of math, too, and a lot of, like, carrying around textbooks that look like schoolwork and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It's playing pretend
But
with
is there
textbooks
really
and
any-
math. That's pretty
Isn't really any
nerdy.
different though than playing video games though. I mean, even dude bros pretend they're athletes when they're playing Madden.
Fantasy
Yeah, but they
football
also-
is a thing. Just saying.
Yeah, I know. Playing pretend coach.
You see, I don't get fantasy football because it's 100% luck. Like, because even if you...
one is completely out of your control. Two, it's literally just math.
well,
You
I
got-
mean...
it's like the jocks enjoying math. It's like, guys, have a little bit of self-awareness, would you?
But also the thing is that even if you pick the mathematically best team, there's also the random chance that one of them gets hurt during training and misses half a season. And you're like, that's happened to my family like 5 times, and it's like, okay, so like, what's the point of this then? How do you win? It's like you're playing Mario Party, but there's no mini games. Come on. Or maybe the Super Bowl commercials are the mini games.
I mean, Dungeons and Dragons is kind of math-based too, but you're the one deciding whether or not to take the stupid risk. And sometimes taking the stupid risk, failing hilariously, is half the fun.
You're also the one who gets to roll the dice as opposed to the dice being rolled by the laws of nature and physics and whatnot. Also, I think I should be used. No, wait, no. The what are they called? The slugs don't fall down unless if you hit them with a arrow. I remember.
Or you walk
because-
underneath
Yeah,
them.
walk underneath them.
Yeah, because I remember I earlier in the playthrough I tried to use the slingshot
boomerang.
on them and it didn't really do much.
Also, can I just say that the Dodongos in this game are a really interesting take?
Well, I mean, they're just fire alligators.
I know, but also they were more chameleon-like in like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but in this one they're more like geckos.
I do like the idea. I do like the idea that that was what they were going for, especially since I didn't know that it was supposed to be a Dodongo at first. I don't think that there's a way to tell what each enemy's name is in this game because
No.
Minna will only ever say one thing if you press the L button.
Yeah.
So she won't ever go like, that's a Bokoblin, Link, you moron, or anything like that.
I would have liked it if like Minna gave us at least her interpretation of what it is.
Oh yeah, because there's no reason why she should know, because she's an alien to this
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
basically.
So she'd give him like a different name or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Link, look, it's a light world Dodongo. But why am I calling it because this is not where I live, all right? In my world, we call Twilight Dodongos just plain old Dodongos. Okay? Learn some manners.
Twilight knees.
Alien, cool, alien anemones. You're the alien here.
But anyway, one thing that I really that I like and dislike about these Dodongos is that they don't work like the other Dodongos usually do. So you have to kind
can't
of
bomb
figure
them,
out.
no.
Yeah, but that also is wrong to me because you're supposed to bomb some Dodongos. Great, I'll go grab my stuff.
I feel
There
like I
is no
mentioned this
time.
recently somewhere. I don't remember when, but like I didn't realize that bombing Dodongos was a thing.
Well, because the Dodongo dislikes smoke.
I mean, I get that. but, I
In what context? Ocarina of
Yeah,
Time?
Ocarina
or
of
the
Time.
original?
Like back then,
Ocarina of
it just
Time.
never really occurred to me to bomb them, and because it's so much easier to just like smack their tails.
Well, the Dongos are an odd case in Ocarina of Time because they explode when they die.
Yeah, they do explode.
When it was like, well, I thought no, you're supposed to blow them up. I don't know why they explode. I mean, it's one hell of a death.
Are they in Wind Waker or Skyward Sword at all?
They
They're
are
in Skyward Sword,
Skyward
yes.
Sword, yes. Not
Do you
Wind
bomb
Waker.
them there?
I don't
Yes.
think.
Well, you can, but
You don't have to.
Okay, because the Dodongos I'm actually most familiar with are Hyrule Warriors Dodongos, where King Dodongo is... Okay, come on, I hit that. There we go. The King Dodongo is one of the most annoying bosses to fight in that game because the only way to do significant damage to it is to wait until its mouth opens. And its movements and attacks are random, so it can just sometimes spend 5 minutes not opening its mouth. And then you lose your time bonus because it spent 5 minutes deciding not to open up its mouth. So yeah, I do not like King Dodongo very much.
Dodongo dislikes speed.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, at the very least, I'll take him over Manhandla or the Imprisoned, so that's something. But being better than the Imprisoned is not something to celebrate.
And you haven't even played the actual Skyward Sword version of the Imprisoned.
I've fought the Imprisoned over 1,000 times, Ryan. Okay, I've earned my right to complain.
I mean, the fight is really no different. It's just that you could do way more in Hyrule Warriors
Yeah.
than you can.
which is why the Skyward Sword one's even worse.
Yeah, but Groose helps you in a show of brotherly friendship or something.
That comes out of literally nowhere.
Doesn't he? I don't know. Like,
No, don't say it didn't come out
He
of
just
nowhere.
he,
There's build-
Yeah,
he
there-
just no
there
he
is
just no he
build-up.
just he just decides to be bros with you after a while. It's like, okay.
Well, because not but that, after being humbled.
when does he get humbled?
It still feels pretty out of nowhere to me.
It's a trope.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's a trope because there's a lot of
Takes him out, you take him out of his comfort zone of Skyworld. You bring him down to the surface, and he realizes that
He probably
wow,
got
I'm
smacked
absolute
around by
nobody down
Granny
here.
a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of different things that have that trope. Like, Spider-Man's one of the first one to come out of it, where Flash, what I think is his nickname, and then he loves Spider-Man but hates Peter Parker, and then eventually he becomes less of a dick, and then he becomes Venom, which, is weird because comic books, but whatever.
I must have
He's
missed
like
the part where Venom was anyone else, but
Venom.
what was the name?
Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
I've probably already told you about the time where Gwen Stacy became Venom, right?
Oh,
No,
well.
Gwen Stacy became
Became
Carnage.
Carnage.
Yeah, that I know about, but
Okay.
That was incredibly
What?
stupid.
Oh yeah, that's like the exact line where Ultimate Spider-Man becomes dumb, is the storyline where Gwen Stacy becomes Carnage. So, yeah, it's like, okay.
And then
but
DC gets their own Spider-Man.
wait, DC gets a Spider-Man?
Well, yeah, Black Spider.
Does he
He's
have?
a two-bit criminal who likes to quip, and no one takes him seriously.
Oh no.
That's like the Dan Hibiki version of Spider-Man that
Kind
they
of.
made. Wow, like that's so petty that I'm
no,
actually
they-
impressed.
a lot of the times they do play him as sympathetic because he is trying his hardest. He's just not very good at his job.
Like, I mean, honestly, like, that's great, because I know that Marvel is just as petty, and, like, both
Yeah.
companies are
Yeah,
incredible.
doesn't Marvel
Deadpool.
have Sentry?
Yeah,
Deadpool.
lots of both. Yeah, Well, Deadpool's just a better character, so, you know.
well, yeah,
But,
that's more of an irony of it.
yeah, but, like, both companies are petty, but that's actually really brilliant that they made a character that, like, a bad guy out of Spider-Man. Because it's more interesting than what Marvel did, where they made an evil Superman who's just, an evil Superman who thinks that he's right because he's,
He's
it's-
powerful.
Yeah, I forget what his name is, but...
Sentry.
No, not Sentry, it's someone else. I forget what his name is. It's like Hyperion or something. I'm sure the comments section knows what I'm talking about, but it's basically like he's a villain because he thinks he's... Like, he would have been he's got, like, Superman's entire power set, and he's just as strong as Superman. It's just that he doesn't believe that criminals can be redeemed, and he's always right about everything, and so on.
So
So
it's
he's a
as
bad...
close to Superman as they can get without a lawsuit.
Basically, yeah.
No, that's Sentry.
Man,
So, I think at this point, I've gotten everything in the dungeon, except the chest that right now is directly behind us. And I believe I'm going to pause the game in a moment and shake the screen angrily at that one chest.
Yep.
why can't you get it again?
Because
You
you
need
need
the
claw
hook shot.
You need the claw shot, yeah.
And you just can't get it before then, which is dumb. I don't mind backtracking in a lot of games, but I want it to have a purpose. Usually a lot of the 2D Metroids are good at it, where, okay, you walk through an area in order to do what you need to do there. When you're walking back after having been through another area to get to wherever else you need to go, there's usually stuff that you can now get there just from playing the game naturally. What I don't like is when a game just makes you backtrack into an area not doing anything different to pick up one thing you couldn't pick up before.
No, I agree there, especially when it's something like a dungeon or like a specific area that you have already cleared.
Does anyone else like
Yeah.
going through the first dungeon of Skyward Sword again to get a bottle of water?
Yeah, but it's a bottle, Ryan. The most important.
No, you already have the bottle. You just have to fill it up with a special kind
Yeah,
of
you
water.
need the water.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about. Oh, I was going to get a new bottle.
Nope, you already
That
have the
game was
bottle.
bloated.
It's like it's if it was a brand new bottle, then I'd do it. That'd be worth it.
Nope, it's just to get some water.
It's story progress. So
Yeah.
you're pretty much forced to do it anyway?
Yep.
Can you scoop up the water the first time you go
Nope.
through?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't think you have the bottle at that point.
You don't really? They usually
Nope.
give you a bottle as like one of the first things you get.
Nope, and it doesn't activate until that quest line starts, so you can't even go back earlier and get it.
Wow. Okay.
Until then, it's just unassuming water.
Yep.
And is it one of those Zelda? It needs to be this specific type of water.
Yes.
Waters. Okay.
I love Skyward Sword a lot, but it does do some things.
I can't wait until we do the Skyward Sword commentary 6 years from now.
Oh boy.
And
Can't wait
we
to
get to
record
argue
it.
about. And I thought John was supposed to record it.
No, I volunteered for that one a while back.
Oh, okay.
Hi, easiest boss in the game.
This is probably the most forgettable one, I would say.
The bow.
Which is funny because he was the big showcase of the initial trailer.
This foe was beyond any of you.
Okay, but he looks cool though, so I
He
can
does
understand
look
why.
cool.
I can understand why they chose him to like trailer it, because
That
he's
is true.
really cool looking and
Twilight
intimidating.
Igniter Fyrus. Wow, okay.
Zelda's not known for having particularly good names for stuff.
Yeah, but Fyrus. Okay.
Yeah, but, like, I mean,
Reminder, there's a boss named Manhandla.
I like what they were trying to do with it, because it's a take on the sumo stuff you were doing with the other Gorons.
Put on your
Like-
iron boots, Ted.
Yeah, I know. But, like, it's a take on the sumo wrestling stuff you were doing with the other Gorons, because you're trying to knock them down and whatnot. It uses both of the items you just got. The arrow to stun him, the iron boots to knock him down.
I do
It's
like how you
just-
also have to grab the chain, where it's like that wouldn't be immediately obvious if you haven't played the game before.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too.
But you did have to grab the chain like earlier on in the dungeon, so it isn't like completely out of nowhere. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
is the big thing. He doesn't
It absolutely
attack.
is easy.
No,
I
he
think-
just kind of follows you.
Yeah, he doesn't like ever do any real attacks at any point. And especially with gyro aiming, you can get up there pretty quickly and whack him. Like, he didn't even have time to do anything. Oh my god. Yoink! Also, I swear I'm pulling away from him at this point.
I just noticed that those shackles have the Goron symbol on them. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Well,
they
because
said that
they're the ones who chained him.
Yeah, yeah.
because he went cray cray.
I never noticed them before. That it had the seal on it.
I also really like Twilight Princess's boss music, too. Like, I think out of the Zelda boss musics, the best one's the DLC boss from Breath of the Wild for me. But I like this one and the Ocarina of Time one a lot.
I like the pinch music when it's down and it's like this is your opportunity to hit it.
Oh, they
Yeah,
have-
the ba 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 ba. I like that a
Yeah.
lot too, but I'm actually taking the time to listen to it right now, the normal music, and when you're wandering around for him, and I like that too. It's got a really tense feeling that I enjoy. So it's not like a melodic masterpiece or anything like that, but I think it's good and memorable enough. I think.
I think I'm just a little bit spoiled by other games even slightly after this one, where the sound quality of this game does not hold up very well.
Oh no, it's
It's very MIDI feeling.
Are you talking about the synthesizers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's partially why I don't like the soundtrack to this game very much.
It definitely, like, this is actually a problem that a lot of people have with Dragon Quest XI, which is one of my favorite games of the past year, and it's something I do agree with. For a game that tries to go for an epic and grand scope, synthesized instruments, especially synthesized orchestral instruments, cheapens the experience somewhat. And it is something that I have a hard time arguing with.
I remember back before this game came out, it was, I don't know why, but it was like really hyped up that this game was going to have a big orchestral soundtrack, and like it was one of the things that I was really excited for. I don't remember where I heard it.
Well,
or
it helps that the first trailer basically used movie music.
Yeah,
the
that
trailer.
probably
Yeah, the
was
trailer
it.
used an orchestra.
But I remember
Yeah.
that was like one of the big letdowns when I actually got into this game, and I was like, this music sounds a little, I mean, it's alright, but...
Did they use synthesized instruments for Skyward Sword too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so at least they're past it now.
Which is why they made a big deal doing it in Breath of the Wild after Galaxy got the treatment.
Yeah, well, Galaxy's music is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, Skyward. Well, I mean, I was sort of blanking on what you guys were bringing up Skyward Sword for, but
The synthesized music, I was wondering when they switched to a full orchestra, is basically.
yeah, it was Skyward
Oh,
Sword.
it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword had an orchestra.
Wait, did
Oh,
it?
okay.
Yeah. Listen to the boss music and listen to the tunnel
Okay,
music. It's
John,
orchestra.
you say that, but when we did Sonic Unleashed, I was shocked to hear that final boss music was not full orchestral. Like, Gareth...
Well, I mean, it's easier to hear when you don't have Supersonic going all over the Ham Arena. But yeah, listen to the tunnel music and the boss music
Yeah.
especially. It's all
I'm
orchestra.
gonna
Gotcha.
have to go back and listen to that soundtrack, because it's been a while, to be fair.